Hello everyone, my name is Sumana, and in today's video I'll be speaking to you all about the 4 principles of marketing strategy. Now this video would be helpful for anybody who wants to pursue a career in marketing, an aspiring marketer, or somebody who's already a marketing manager or doing something in marketing. It could also help students, management students who want to get into marketing, who's already specializing in marketing. You guys want to get slight clarity about what exactly marketing is about and what exactly do you target and what's the point where you have to focus, then this video is for you. So let's get started. Now, talking about marketing, whenever you build a product and you want to market your product, always remember that it's very important to understand your competitors, right? Your direct competitors. Understand even your indirect competitors. Understand what their strategy is. They say, right, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. So same goes with marketing. You need to understand, keep your enemies, that's your competitors here. You need to understand them very closely and understand what they're up to. Okay, understand what strategies they are using in order to promote their product in the market, and then likewise you have to position your product accordingly, so that customers, you have to concentrate on 2 things: what customers would need and what your competitors also do to actually fulfill that need. And you have to see to it that you're better than them, you position your product in a better way, right? Now, with this, I would start off with the principles of marketing strategy. So basically, there are 4 principles of marketing strategy, which is widely followed. Okay, one is specialization, second is segmentation, third is differentiation, and fourth is concentration, right? You have specialization, differentiation, segmentation, and concentration. Now specialization is focusing on specific things. Okay, you it's like concentrating on a set of customers that you know that they, even if you charge it, if you charge your product a little high, like if the cost of the product is high, the customer will still buy from you, right? You need to pay, you know that they are ready to pay more for it, so you have to concentrate more on those customers. That's called specialization, right? You have to focus more on those set of customers. Then coming to differentiation. Differentiation is how your product is different from somebody else's product, how you are different in the market. What's that one thing which is extravagant about you, which maybe somebody else doesn't have it and people are craving for it, right? That's called differentiation. Third thing is segmentation. Segmentation is which set of customers do you concentrate on? What is your focus group, right? Who are the customers who will be buying your product? Okay. Um, if I sell shampoo or a hair coloring product, who's going to be my target customers, right? So those kind of things you have to know, who are you focusing, who is your target group going to be like. Okay. um, in if you see, even now in India, I think in abroad especially, right? When you have to sell something to a 40-year-old, like to moms, to mothers, they see to it what 14-year-old teenage girls like, right? They see what they like. They start positioning their product thinking what they like, because from a study they found that in 70 to 80% of the cases, these teenage girls actually influence their moms in buying things, right? And that's how, because moms end up buying things for themselves, because they want to look young, they want to like feel like their kids. These days, there's no relationship like a mother and a daughter. They want to be, they want their daughters to be their friends, so they sort of start following what their kids do, right? So that's why they've started positioning the product in such a way that it attracts these young teenage girls, so that they influence their mothers to buy it. So things like that, that's called understanding the segment of the market which you want to focus. Okay, that was just an example. Fourth one is concentration. Concentration is focus. Okay, or what what is that one thing which you have to give more attention to in order to attract customers. Okay, so that's concentration. I'll be widely discussing this a little more in detail with examples so that you all understand it. Okay, and these are like random examples which I've picked up and which I've read about. So I'll share that with you all. So, as you know, four principles of marketing strategy: specialization, then you have differentiation, then you have segmentation, and the fourth thing is concentration, right? Specialization, differentiation, segmentation, and concentration. Now, let's start with specialization, right? Specialization is exactly understanding understanding a market where your product is actually capable of selling, okay? Specializing, some products are very niche, they are meant for niche customers, okay? So, those products are specialized for that only, like everybody can't buy it, it's for those set of customers. So and they are ready to pay for it, right? Those people are ready to spend money on that product because they think that product is best suited for them, so they buy it. If you see high-end brands like Gucci, Armani, they have showrooms, right? And people keep wondering, "Arey yaar, there's no sale happening. I don't see anybody buying. Everybody's window shopping. How do these people make money?" But that's not true. They make money because they have their niche set of customers who are always ready to buy from them, because they specialize in that and they are ready to buy from these particular brands itself, because these brands have concentrated on building high end products, right? Yeah, so people, they have their own set of customers for that. Now if you see and a very good example of specialization is McDonald's. Okay, now McDonald's understood that when people are traveling, when people are hungry, they want something which is very quick, right? They want something which is clean, quick, affordable. Like it has to have value added, like it has that money spent should have some value, like not just spending it on food, like, and it should be very efficient. So they knew that they have to build something which has good quality, which is clean, which is reasonable. And that's when they came up with this concept of McDonald's, wherein they started selling things like shakes, snacks, wraps, burgers, because these are like tasty, they're good food, they're reasonable, and plus it's a clean place, right? So they realize that they're good at it, and they specialized only in that, in selling these in these products. And that was a service they provided, right? And that's where they excelled, because they specialized in that. They specialized in quick service, right? If you see in McD, you don't have to wait for hours together to get your food, right? You stand in the queue, you pay your bill, like the amount or whatever the bill is, and then you just sit and you have your food ready, right? It's for And then you finish that, and you can do it in the middle of shopping, whenever you're maybe here in stations. You have McDonald's here in abroad, you have everywhere. So when I'm traveling, I'm hungry, I can just go grab a burger. So they concentrate on those people who keep traveling, who are fast, in a fast moving environment, who are quick. Life is very busy, so it's for those people who want to just eat and have the feeling of eating in a restaurant. At the same time, it has to be reasonable and clean and efficient, and there has to be a good value for money. So things like that. So specialize in a particular thing. Okay, it could be anything, and make sure that you're best at that, right? You're better than everybody else. Okay, so that's what they do. That's specialization. Next, coming to differentiation. Differentiation is USP, okay, unique selling proposition. How am I different from somebody else, right? What is that thing which is different from someone else? Like I can be okay, I can say I'm selling, like I mentioned in my earlier videos, right? You can say I'm selling good quality products, but then what? Everybody sells good quality products. Nobody sells poor quality products, right? So you can't, if you say, okay, if I ask you what's your USP, and if you're telling me that, okay, my product is like the excellent, the best product in the market because it says that it has very high quality and it's very different from the other products. The other products in the market are not as high as the quality as my product, really. So that does not count because that's nothing unique. You're still showing that you have good quality, which other people are also showing. Differentiation is unique, which is nobody else in the world has that. Like, I'm doing something which nobody else is doing, and that's unique. And even if something already exists, okay, as I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, something already exists, but you do it differently, which has again a different set of customers, a different market for it, still it's unique because you're doing it differently, which nobody else has thought about, right? So differentiation is all about being unique, okay, how different you are from somebody else. Now let me give you an example of differentiation. Now what happened is, if you see, to become unique, you also need constant creativity and constant understanding of the market, right? You have to constantly innovate. You have to constantly see how what is that thing, what I can do in my product, what is that one thing I can tweak so that it's more convenient for the people, because in today's world it's all about convenience. How convenient it is. I want to sit on my bed and get everything done just using my phone, just my app. I don't want to travel anywhere, I don't want to go anywhere, I'm just feeling lazy. Now there are a lot of customers who are just like me. So how do you actually address the needs of these set of customers? Okay, so that's convenience. So if you see, right, earlier days, we used to have libraries where people used to go read books, hours together. There's so many book readers in this world, so people just go there, read books, spend so much time. Then Apple thought that, why are people spending so much time going out reading, why can't we just use iPads? And that's when the people started using iPads, and everybody started reading um, books on their phone, on their iPads, and life was so much easier. Like, you're traveling, you're reading, you're sitting in your office, you're using your phone, you're reading. It's so much more convenient than actually reading a hard book. It's so much more convenient. And you know what happened? There were so many libraries in the US, they all went bankrupt. Like, there was nobody there because the like 80% of the population now went and they switched over to iPads, and that was it. That's what they used. And yeah, so that's how far you think. That's how far people think, and that's how far you think about how well you want to help your customer. You understand, you sort of become a visionary. You start foreseeing things and understanding, okay, in the future this is how it's going to be like, right? And then yeah, that's how you make things convenient. Like 5 years back, me and you didn't know about like Netflix or Amazon Prime would exist, but it does. That means there were people who actually thought about it and made it so convenient. We don't even have to go to the theaters to watch movies. We don't have to go online, download. We don't have to do anything. Everything is just right there, right there in your house. You don't have to do anything. So that's convenience, and that's how you have to do something which makes you different from the rest of the world, right? That's called differentiation. Now next thing is segmentation. Okay, segmentation is basically you have to find customers who support you, right, who are there for you. You should know to target the right customers, right? Like if you I don't know, what can I give an example of? Like, to a college student, you sell, makeup, or you sell something which is a hair color that these would be your target customers, right? College going people. If you sell it to, if you sell it to a middle-aged population of a tier 2 city, maybe not, maybe that's not how it's going to work. So you need to target the right customers. So basically, how you can also get customers is also, you have to find, like if you see online, whenever you about your product, you go read the testimonials, you go read the recommendation. Somebody recommends something, right? Like, you have to see those set of people who actually take time to respond, and what is the kind of crowd who is responding, what are the testimonials like, and then you have to work accordingly. You have to segment your customers likewise, right? Segmentation is also like different, okay? It's demographic and then it's psychographic, right? Demographic is all this, age, gender, it's your education, it's your occupation, your annual income, the country, the place where you come from. It's all based on that, okay? Based on that, you target the customers, right? And yeah, it's all about that. And then you have psychographic also, which is basically the goals, or ambitions. What are the aspirations of these people? Where do they want to see themselves going? What is their path? What is the goal in life? What are their ambitions? What do they want to do? That is psychographic, okay? So basically, you segment customers based on the demography, based on the psychography, and then you target people. You start targeting those people, those are your customers, and then you start positioning your product to them, right? uh, Giving you an example here, if you see IBM, they sometime in the 1960s, early 70s, they used to sell these mainframe computers, and then after that it grew and grew, and then they started telling PCs, desktops, right? And laptops. And then it so happened that initially, they used to take, for everything they had to get the permission of the CEO's office, or the executives of the company, right? The leadership team. So they had to make the presentations, they had to make draft those emails, or the presentations, or the whatever, the documents, according to the executives, right? Like according to what they think will be the best thing for the executives. They kind of positioned it, and they kind of made presentations that way, right? When they used to sell those mainframe computers, but then once they started selling desktops, etc., that's the numbers grew, right? Like drastically. And after that, what happened was, yeah, it grew a lot. And then what they did was, they were like, now the executives had no hold, because they didn't care much. Instead, they had purchasing managers, okay? They used to look into the selling of these desktops, etc. Now what happened is, all the positioning, all the presentations, everything, they had to change, because now it's no more executives they have to target the purchasing managers, the purchase managers, the PMs. So they started positioning the product according to what the PMs would like, right? And they studied the psychography of the PMs, their family, how much time they spend at home, what's their goals, ambitions like, what do they do. So the whole point went different, okay? The whole segmentation was different, and hence they had to like draft everything in a different manner. So that's how you want to understand your segment. Your market segment won't be the same all the time. It will vary with time, it will vary with your technology, it will vary with your product. If you tweak your product a little bit, your market segment might not be the same. or it may be the same, and plus you have an extra group of people who actually add on, right? So you have to understand exactly like what's your market segment like. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so that's the third point. Fourth thing is concentration, right? You focus on what can bring attention. Visual ads, promotions, TV, media can sort of add value to this, like people, or every time I say, like more than verbally, like especially when you're selling something or when you're marketing, verbally you say it does not really count, but then if you visually show it, it stays in your head for a really long time, right? So you have to focus that way. You have to concentrate on what will attract your customers, right? The right advertising has to be done, right? Something very catchy has to be there. Now giving you an example for concentration is, suppose you're going on a highway, right? In highways you hardly find like good restaurants, right? And then you see, or there's a highway, you go, and then you're really hungry, you're super hungry, and then you see one restaurant, and then you just see something written as hungry and question mark, right? So that sort of grabs your attention rather than a restaurant which is just named randomly somewhere, like you don't even know if that's a restaurant. um, yeah, it could be something else. But then if you're hungry question mark, if you have something like that, and then that grabs your attention, you're like, wow, yes, I'm hungry. And then they say, yeah, just take the next turn right, or take the next exit, like if they put an arrow mark, right? So that's when you go there, and then that grabs your attention. So that's called concentration, because when you're on the highway, you're hungry because you've been traveling, you've been driving, and then you want to eat something, and that's if you want to be different from somebody else, you have to be different, like you have to show that you're different, and this will definitely grab people's attention, right? So you have to do something which like I'll look at you and I'll be like, wow, something very different which you have to do, right? So these are the four principles of marketing, which is very important. And yeah, it's very simple, but it's all about creative. It's how interesting you can be, how well you understand your customers, how well you understand your competitors, and that would really help you build your product in a better way, and also sell your product in a better way, right? Yeah, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, please post your comments, and I like reading them, so please do that. And also, if there's some particular topic which you would like me to talk about, or maybe give illustrations, or speak about something specific, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to speak about it. Okay, but for now, thank you for watching my video, and if you like it, please like and share it with your friends, who are into marketing, and also please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Yeah, thank you and have a nice day.